My name is Behir Vador, and my agency is the United States Mint. So, the United States Mint was created on April 2nd, 1972, and it was created under President George Washington. The reason it was created is because President George Washington wanted a uniform currency for the entire country, and to accomplish this, the country needed a unified way to carry out transactions, not only between each of the members, but also in between states. And the person who was really in charge of this was Alexander Hamilton, who was then the Secretary of the Treasury, and he proposed a way to unify the nation's currency was to create a national mint. So the current director of the United States Mint is David J. Ryder. He served as the director of the Mint from 1992 to 1993, and has been serving since 2018 when he was nominated by President Trump. The United States Mint has 1,650 current employees, and the director serves for 5-year terms. So next I'll show you guys the flowchart. So for the flowchart, at the very top you have the director of the United States Mint, and the director controls all parts of the organization. And right next to it, right here, you can see that there is the chief counsel, and the counsel is the people who advise him. And then you have all the different departments. So the biggest department is the manufacturing sector, and the manufacturing sector, where you actually make coins. Underneath that, they have 4 main manufacturing facilities. You have the one in San Francisco, the one in Denver, the one in Philadelphia, and the one at West Point, New York. So the next largest section is the protection agency, the protection sector, and this is operates at Fort Knox, and this is the part where they mostly protect and move around bullion, which is gold and silver. The other parts are the chief financial officer, who obviously controls the finances. You have sales and marketing, which is trying to promote, trying to sell coins. You have the chief information officer, which gathers information about how the company's doing. And finally, you have the workforce solutions office, which is mostly just managing the entire United States Mint. So the next big part of the United States Mint is its budget. So the United States Mint currently has a budget of $2.97 billion. The majority of this budget is used to actually manufacture the coins. So they manufacture about 14.5 billion coins every year. So currently the United States Mint resides under the Department of the Treasury, which is one of the departments in the cabinet. So essentially the United States Mint gets most of its power from the Department of the Treasury. So the major responsibilities of the United States Mint is first to produce coins for monetary use, making quarters, dimes, and all these things. They also produce national medals, and they also make commemorative coins for special occasions. For instance, they make coins for the anniversary of the suffrage movement, or World War II, and honoring veterans. They also are in charge of Fort Knox. So the major subdivisions of the United States Mint is the different areas that it operates. So you have Denver, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Washington, and West Point in New York, and these are the facilities where they actually make coinage. And then the other large one is Fort Knox, which is where they store the gold and silver. So currently the United States Mint is facing 2 major issues. So first is the coronavirus. So essentially, because of safety protocols during the COVID-19 pandemic, the United States Mint first had to close many of its shops, and 2, because of lack of customers and safety protocols, and they also have to they have to lay off many of their workers because they're not allowed to operate in such close manufacturing facilities. The other major problem is because since so many businesses are closing down, there's been a large decrease in coinage circulation. So to compensate for this, they essentially have had to produce more coins, which is already very difficult in a economy where they have to be laying off workers. But now moving on to the powers that the United States Mint has. So first, the executive power. So they have the executive power to protect and to move precious resources such as gold and silver. Specifically, they move it in and out of Fort Knox. The next is the legislative power. So the legislative power of the United States Mint is creating acts to officially recognize commemorative coins. For example, the Women's Suffrage Centennial Commemorative Coin Act, which was passed back in 2019, was essentially a coin to commemorate the 100th year anniversary of the women's suffrage movement, and they had to create an act to officially recognize that coin. So the Judiciary Act that they have is essentially the usage of the United States Mint's logos. If someone else uses it, misuses it, they can allow it to fine them. So one really interesting fact is that back when the United States Mint was founded back in March of 1993, they only made 1,178 coins, but just currently in March of 2020, they made almost 898.96 million coins, which shows how much more coins that they're making. Thank you.